Did you get a new guitar for Christmas? Maybe you got a new phone for Christmas. Whether it's a new guitar or a new phone, I'm going to tell you my pick for the top 10 apps for you guitar players out there. Check it out. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. If you'd like to support the channel, make sure to visit our Teespring store linked below for our custom designed t-shirts. By the way, we're trying to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We've actually added a lot of subscribers. I want to thank each and every one of you for being part of our community. We're wanting to do more in the coming year to meet your guitar-related needs. And this is one of them. You know, if you didn't watch it a few weeks ago, Cooper and I did a great video, in my opinion, about practice. We're talking about practice again. And in that video, we talked a lot about utilizing technology like apps and your computer in order to improve your playing and ability as a guitar player. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure to follow that link up there and check that out. But in that vein, I wanted to talk about apps. Technology is fantastic when utilized the right way. And it's just a fact of the matter right now that even as far as society sometimes seems dumber, we have more information at our fingertips than ever before at any other time in history. And this is especially true when it comes to music, particularly guitar. Now, whether you are Android or Apple fanboy, there is something for everybody throughout all of the different app ecosystems that are available. Now, these applications is what we used to call them back in the day, or software, really give us a lot of options when it comes to learning our instrument as well as performing with our instrument. And so what I wanted to do today is go over my favorite apps when it comes to playing guitar. Now, since I am an unashamed iPhone user, I'm going to talk to you about what I utilize personally from the App Store. Some of these apps may have counterparts or even the exact same app available in the Google Play Store, but I don't know for sure, so make sure to check that out. That is my disclaimer. So let's get started. First thing is the Fender Play app. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Fender Play is an online lesson resource from Fender Guitars that's been in use for a few years now, and Fender really has done it right, utilizing great beginner lessons and even into intermediate lessons, utilizing multiple views of both the guitar fretboard as well as the individual playing, and music and tablature to go along with it. Fender Play is associated with a huge online community of players that are helping each other along the way, and the app, just like the desktop counterpart online, is a fantastic resource. What's great about Fender Play is if you have purchased one of the Fender packs or got that for Christmas or anything like that, then you automatically get 3 months of Fender Play to utilize and kind of have at your fingertips. The benefits of having it in a phone is that literally you can take it with you anywhere you go. You don't have to rely on setting up a computer, and so it's really kind of, you know, the convenience of it all. The hope I have, and I think Fender has, is by making it super convenient for you, you are more likely to utilize it and improve in your ability to play guitar, which means you'll stick with it and you'll buy more guitars and enjoy your instrument in the long run. So it gets high marks from me. I think it's one of the best lesson apps that are out there, and you definitely want to check it out for the beginner to intermediate level. That's Fender Play. Number 2 on my list is Truefire. Now, Truefire is a website that has its own app just like Fender Play does. And this, again, is a lesson-oriented app. Now, there's all sorts of lesson apps that are available in the app stores as well as websites, and there are a lot of different ones out there that definitely have their merits. There's a reason that I like Truefire. If you have progressed beyond beginner or intermediate, you want to check out Truefire. It's something that I personally use, and the amount of kind of content in there is incredible. There are professional musicians in there doing lessons and showing you how they play their particular songs. You can choose different genres, the amount of which is immense. You can learn blues, rock, prog, metal, flamenco, whatever. And if you're not sure where to start, there's a number of paths that you can take from beginner all the way up through. Personally, I remember jumping through into an advanced class and going like, okay, wait a minute, I must have missed a lesson back there somewhere, and just rewound a bit and found a lesson in intermediate to kind of get me to that next level. So, there's something for everybody and allows you to pick where you need to be and the genre that you are most interested in. Now, just like Fender Play, since it's an app, it's available on your phone or your tablet, you can take it with you and you can easily practice wherever you are, whether it's your bedroom or on a hiking trail. So make sure you check that out. Now, just like Fender Play, it does require a subscription. So, that's what always comes with lessons. That's just typically how it is, but definitely well worth it for the amount of content that you get. Number 3 is actually one of my favorites that's been on the iPhone for a long time. That is the Guitar Toolkit. Now, for those of you who've had phones and have been downloading maybe tuner apps, this has probably been on your radar for a bit because most people probably downloaded it for the basic tuner that's in the Guitar app. But Guitar Toolkit has a lot more than that, and my favorite feature is the chord and scale library that's available in it. You can choose from a variety of chords and scales. You can scroll through, and if you need to see where a particular chord is in any of the positions, it'll show you that. But here's where it gets really cool. You can change your instrument or even change the tuning of the guitar. Do you want to know what C sus is in dadgad tuning? Well, you can find that out. How about open E tuning? It has that for you as well. If you want to learn how to play it on a mandolin or an ukulele, you can do that. How about ukulele in different tuning? Yep, it's there as well. It's an extremely robust tool that, for me, has effectively replaced any type of scale or chord book that I typically would have taken off of my shelf and looked at. And the fact that you can, augment any of these scales or chords based upon alternate tunings on guitar really makes it worth it. Now, there is a small fee. I think last time I checked it was like $4.99 with an upgrade option, but I've used it countless times for many years. It's probably my most opened guitar app on my phone. Make sure you check that out, Guitar Toolkit. They're not paying me any money, but they can if they want to. Number 4 is the Ultimate Guitar tabs. Now, Ultimate Guitar website is something most of us are used to if we've ever done a Google search for a particular song. And it is effectively a community filled page or website of just about any song that a guitar player could want to learn. Now, here's the thing, though, to know about Ultimate Guitar. Ultimate Guitar can have multiple versions of a song, whether it's notation or tab, and users generate reviews of how close or how good of a transcription they think that these are. So it's all user-generated content, but there is a ton of it. If you're trying to learn a song from just about any artist, you will likely find it on that website. The ability to use the application really makes it easy to, on your phone, scroll through, save, and even transpose songs on the fly. I know a number of worship leaders who use it for this purpose. Able to pull up a chord chart, and if you need it in a different key or you need to know what the chords are capoed, it will easily transpose that for you. So next time you're looking up a song, open up your application, Ultimate Guitar, search for it, guarantee you're going to find it. Number 5. Now this one is specific to the iPhone. That is GarageBand. Now GarageBand has been really kind of an excellent DAW or digital audio workstation on Macs for years. And most Apple users know it as a kind of a stripped down version of their professional DAW Logic. It's very user-friendly. My wife records podcasts with it, so it's easy enough for just about anyone to get started on whatever level you want, whether you want to mix multiple tracks or just record something like a podcast. The utilization of it on the phone and the iPad allows you to utilize things like software instruments. It's got onboard keyboards, orchestral strings. It even has built-in apps or amp modeling along with pedals. And so what you can do is plug in your electric guitar using any of the numerous third-party accessories that allow you to do that, and you can pull up a Fender style amp or a Marshall style amp or a Mesa Boogie style amp, what have you, and have just a litany of stop boxes that you're able to add to it. And then here's the kicker. Record all of that stuff in GarageBand. You can edit it right in the app. You can then put it on an Apple computer to edit it. You can even put it into the Logic if you have some more additional stuff that you want to do with it. I found GarageBand on the phone to be a really cool creative tool for laying down ideas that I want to work on later, or even recording in a more mobile aspect and then editing it later when I'm at home. It's a fantastic tool. And I think it's pretty much free now as well. It used to cost like $4 or $5, but it's a really, really good app for what it is. If you have an iPhone, you haven't downloaded GarageBand and you're a musician, you're missing out. Go have fun with it. Play around with some of the orchestral strings, the loops, the layers, and all of the stuff that's on there. Lay down some tracks with your acoustic or electric guitar and get to recording, because it really doesn't get any easier than that. Number 6, and number 7 actually, are kind of along these lines. We'll start with number 6 first, and that's Bias Effects. Now, Bias is one of the highest rated software amp modeling and effects apps that's on the app market. Like most of these apps, along with the one we're going to talk about next, there's kind of additional purchases, but you can get the free version and have some basic things to play around with so that you can determine whether or not you like the interface and just the general functionality of how it works. But like GarageBand, this allows you to, with a third-party kind of add-on, plug your guitar into your phone or your tablet, if you have an iPad or something like that, and use modeling, experiment with different effects. It's really a great way to, on the fly, at your fingertips, use the immense power that we have in our smartphones and tablets to do a lot of really cool stuff with the effects, and even perform live. I've seen some guys performing live with this and the next tool, utilizing this software effects. Software's come a long, long way, and the sounds that you can get out of Bias Effects are really phenomenal. And that brings me to number 7, Amplitude. Just like GarageBand and Bias Effects, this is probably the granddaddy of them, if you will. Now, the thing that sets Amplitude apart is you have the amp modeling and you have the stomp box effects, but you have name brands on there. Now, in the free version, you have a ton of Amplitude branded effects and amps. But you can download Jimi Hendrix effects and amps. You can download Fender branded stuff and actually get models of those specific amps, those specific stomp boxes that we have all lusted after and wanted in our signal chain for many, many years. Now, the software is fantastic. The sounds that you get out of it really are surprising, and you know, it's just kind of shocking that we can do this with our phones. And the fact that you know for exactly what it is that you're getting when you purchase one of those packages of the signature or the branded models, it lives up to its name. Now, there's desktop versions of this software, and you're able to go from one to the other pretty easily. But if all you want to do, for instance, is plug your guitar in, put on some headphones, and practice silently for everybody else, but wailing in your ears, then all of those apps are really a great way to do that. They're a ton of fun to have and not a huge investment. That's the other thing about these software versions, is you can experiment with a bunch of different effects without having to go out and spend a lot of money. If you later want to then actually add to your signal chain a physical stop box for that effect, well, pretty inexpensively, you can audition it on your phone. So make sure you check out that app as well. Number 8 is the Logic Remote. Now, this probably won't apply to everybody, but I record at home utilizing Logic. And one of the funnest things has actually been utilizing the remote, either on my iPhone or with my iPad. You utilize that remote for anything from actually controlling the interface when you're recording or editing or anything like that, to now utilizing it to manipulate the recording on the fly, and you can use it for live performances with loops and all sorts of things. The powerful integration between Logic on your computer and the remote app on your phone or your tablet is pretty awesome. So if you are recording with Logic at all, you definitely need to download the remote and try it out for yourself. It's a ton of fun, trust me. Number 9, and this is one that I've used a ton, and this is more geared towards tablets than phones. That is the app ONSONG. Now, if you are in a band, you play in coffee shops, or you lead worship, you should check out ONSONG. ONSONG has been really, in my opinion, probably the best sheet music chord chart application available, bar none, for years. I remember the first time I got an iPad, I looked at it and said, how can I utilize this to get rid of the numerous chord charts that I had in collection that I would utilize from time to time, whether it was playing at a coffee shop or leading a worship team at a church. You know, you want to try to take as little as possible, and having a binder full of songs that you might be utilizing just so that you don't have a brain fart and forget really isn't what we would consider light traveling. So being able to have all of those at your fingertips on your phone or on your tablet is game changing. Now, what makes ONSONG fantastic is a number of things. One, you can type anything right into the text editor of the application and build your own chord chart. So whether it's a song that you know, a song that you wrote, or a song that you got from the internet, you can easily add it to there. There's also integration with the Safari app on the phone that allows you to have add to ONSONG as an option. So if you find a chord chart online, you can simply go to Share, Add to ONSONG, open up the app, and it asks you if you want to import it. Within the app itself, it's got some powerful tools. You've got integration with a number of online song services. You have integration with Dropbox, so you can keep all of your things organized through there and synced remotely. You have integration with Bluetooth page turners. So if you set up multiple notation pages, whether it's an orchestral sheet or tablature, what have you, you can, without using your hands, change the page, whether you're playing guitar, keyboard, or something else, remotely utilizing a number of Bluetooth page turning pedals. And then one of my favorite things is on-the-fly chords, capoing, and transposing. Once you have a song in there, if you want to try it in a different key, hit the option box, choose a different key, and it translates it for you. You want to see what it's like in capoed? Well, let's see. Do you want to capo it on the 3rd fret? It'll tell you the chords. In fact, if you need to see the chord forms, you can add them. You want to add how many rows it is. You want to take away the rows. You want them at the top. You want them at the bottom. You don't want them on there at all. There are a ton of options available with ONSONG. And now I think they've split it out to ONSONG and ONSONG Pro. So make sure you check both of them out. If you are in need of anything like what I've described, this is probably the best bet for you until another app comes along, and I promise you they're not giving me any money for this, but they can. I'll give them the address if they want to. It's a fantastic app. I use it literally 4 times a week, so check out ONSONG. Okay, finally, number 10, Apple Music. Now, I'm specifically saying Apple Music on this. I'm going to tell you why. I really enjoy utilizing Apple Music, and I have a subscription for it, for guitar backing tracks. Now, I have gone through and I've checked the Google Play Store, I've checked Amazon Music, and I've checked Spotify. And there are also guitar backing tracks through those other services. So if you prefer Spotify, that's cool, check it out. But what I have found is that there is not nearly as many guitar backing tracks on those other services as there is with Apple Music. Probably the closest one is Amazon Prime's music app. They have quite a few in there. But literally, if you go into Apple Music's app and you type in guitar backing tracks, you're going to see page after page after page of different guitar backing tracks in various genres that you can download or stream and play along to. And this is fantastic because then you can very easily add it into something like GarageBand and play along to it, or just in practice, you can stream it through an amp if you have a Bluetooth amp like, say, a Mustang GTX, or plug it in with an aux cable. Anything like that. The ability to basically on the fly find a genre and a backing track in a particular key and play along with it is an incredibly useful practice tool. Because if one of the things that you should be practicing, if you're not, is improvisation and just working over scales with changes and things like that. So if you're looking for blues in E, for instance, there's a number of songs you can find through there and play along with. So let's not forget the importance of playing along to music and improving our craft, and Apple Music's a really good app for that, as well as listening to some of our favorite artists. Finally, I have a follow-up for you, kind of an add-on, a number 11, if you will, in our top 10. And this kind of should go without saying because you might be utilizing it right now, and that's YouTube. YouTube is where you find a lot of very helpful guitar information from guys like me, or guys who are much more knowledgeable than me and play better. YouTube has become a fantastic resource for everything from learning how to change the oil on your car to learning how to build something to learning how to play an instrument or cook something. It's a fantastic content user-created tool that all of us utilize on a daily basis. So have it on your phone, have it on your tablet, have it on your computer, and go through and find content like this, whether it's helping you get better at your instrument, find the best instrument, or teaching you a lesson. There's so much out there through that handy app that we can find to improve ourselves and be inspired. Sometimes it's not a lesson. Sometimes it's finding someone who just kind of blows you away and inspires you to play more. So really, hopefully, this is just an introduction to the amount of applications, software, and the prospects that are on the internet to help you play guitar and get better at your instrument. But I'd like to hear from you. This is my top 10. What is your top 10? Tell us down below in the comments what apps you have been using on your phone or your tablet or a website that you visit on your computer that helps you get better at guitar, learn more about guitar, generally enjoy guitar more. I'd really like to hear, and all of us can share our top 10 apps and get better for it, because maybe we got a new phone for Christmas or a new guitar, or we've had them and we just want to improve upon our abilities each and every day in a very convenient way. At the end of the day, the very best guitar is the one that you're playing. Hopefully this helps you to do that. If you're new to our channel, make sure that you subscribe. We're trying to reach 100,000 subscribers. We're well on our way. Thank you for everyone who's done so. If you haven't done so, click on that button. Turn on the notification bell, like our videos, keep coming back for more. I'll see you next time.